Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a question about SEO.
I do have a question.
All right. So I'm a little bit scared.
Yes.
But let's go. Let's try this.
I can't remember it. Oh,
Okay.
So I also do films, and I wanted to know if I should link my Vimeo or my YouTube to my website for a link.
Well, yes. That's
Is that
not
my
going.
question?
I don't know. We can start there.
Okay.
Some other questions that might come up along the way.
Yes.
But let's answer that.
Yes.
Yeah, you should always, if you can, link your social media to your website.
Right.
So your
Vimeo everyone does
or
that,
your
I guess.
YouTube. Yeah, I think what you mentioned last night was linking from your website to those platforms.
Right.
Okay. There's people do that too, with the little icons at in the footer or whatever. That doesn't help your or header or wherever. That doesn't help your SEO exactly. But if you, and I don't like doing that. Like
Because?
Once people are to me, social media is used to bring people to your website.
Right. You don't
Once
want
they
them
are on
going
your,
off.
not the reverse, because once people go from your website to social media, guess what?
They're gone.
They're on social media.
They're gone.
Yeah. They're not going to come
into the
back.
mind cave of quicksand.
Now, I do get, it is good for SEO purposes to have all those properties linked. Yes.
Oh, it is.
It is good because what can happen is if you have a Instagram, I see this happen a lot. If you have an Instagram page and somebody does a search for your business, your Instagram page doesn't show up and somebody else's Instagram page shows up. So Google is trying, somebody usually with the same name. Happens to photographers. If your name is Jane Smith and there's another Jane Smith photography and somebody does a search for Jane Smith photography, Google might show the other Jane Smith photography profile instead of yours. That's why you want to link to your social media profiles so that Google is aware, oh, hey, all these properties belong to this together. Jane Smith. Right. Yeah. That's why that's the only reason for SEO you would want to link to them. Okay. Now, I do get that, some companies, they do something really great or they put a lot of effort into YouTube. Yeah. And they want to get subscribers and they monetize that channel somehow. Right. And so if you're doing something on YouTube, just as an example, that you're not doing on your website that can generate money, then sure, I get that.
Such as?
Say you're running a YouTube channel and you get affiliate income. And you would, in that case, you would rather have people subscribe to your YouTube channel than visit your website, most likely.
Okay.
Because that's where you're making your money.
Right. But I'm not that. But photographers.
Right. So there's no real advantage for you to link out to those other properties. And aside from just letting Google know, hey, this is my YouTube channel. This is where it is. What I would think you would want to do is you would want to take the video that you made and embed it on your website.
How do you do that?
So it's pretty easy to do that if you're you're on WordPress. Yeah. Yes, you are on WordPress. Why am I asking you?
I don't know. You do my
You're on WordPress. It's easy to embed with the new version, latest version of WordPress, it's super easy. You just say embed video. There'll be a Vimeo logo. There'll be a YouTube logo. You just choose one and you embed your video. Now that's going to show the video on your website.
Okay.
Even though it's still on YouTube and or Vimeo. Let me back up in 1 second. Hosting videos is kind of tricky, to be honest. So I don't recommend uploading the video directly to your website.
Oh.
Because then the video is on your server and getting videos to play back quickly and smoothly on a number of different devices and different speed internet connections is tricky. Now,
would it slow down the rest of your website?
Yes,
because it's kind of dead weight.
It very much can. Guess who is really good at hosting videos? YouTube and Vimeo.
Vimeo.
So I am of the opinion, use probably both of those services if you have them to host your video and then embed them on your website.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to do. If you have trouble, just Google embed video, Squarespace, something like that.
Okay.
Now that
Yes.
is going to solve the problem of getting the video onto your website.
Correct.
Now, how can we use that video to help our SEO? If there is dialogue in the video, if there's people talking, then do this.
Okay.
Have that video transcribed.
Okay.
And to do that, there's a number of ways to do this. I use a website called Otter. OTTER. .ai.
Huh. I love Otter.
It's just automatic transcription. It's pretty good. But there are so many services that do this now. In fact, I think you can get a transcript right out of YouTube. And,
I think probably maybe even Vimeo. I don't know.
Yeah. It's so easy nowadays to do that almost any service where you would host a video is going to do that.
And how is that beneficial?
Okay, so you take that transcript and then you have your YouTube or Vimeo video embedded on a blog page. Beneath the video, you want to put that transcript. And what that does is that puts the words there so that Google can read them. Google can't hear and understand the words in a video,
right?
At least for indexing purposes. Right now, that will probably change. But for right now, you want to have words on that page as well.
But if I do the words that are said in the film, doesn't that take away from watching the film?
Not really. I don't think most people anyway, I don't think they're going to go to a blog page that has a video at the top and instead read the transcript.
Okay. Or perhaps recommend putting the blog, having a little something to talk about and introducing it, and then have the transcript below.
Yes. Yeah, that would be good too. So I'll get into that in just a second.
Okay.
But yeah, if people want to read along, that's great. It can be good for usability because if I were going back and watching a video that is, it's like a how-to video.
Right.
And I want to find the point in the video where they're talking about a specific topic. I can just do a find. I can search that text and find, they're looking about it or they're talking about it at near the middle of the video. And if you want to use timestamps, that's one reason I like Otter is you can include timestamps. So it makes it, I think, more usable.
User-friendly.
Now, yeah. To your point, the transcripts, especially if there's more than one person speaking in a video, transcripts are not very user-friendly right out of the gate. They're kind of difficult to read.
Okay.
So my approach to this, and this is what I do for these podcast episodes.
These podcasts we're listening to right now.
Yes. This will become a blog, and there will be a video at the top. In our case, audio. No video.
Wait.
Nobody's looking at our faces right now. But then beneath that will be the transcript.
Not missing anything on my side. Well, oh, God damn it! Not missing anything on my husband's side.
Right.
I get to look at my glorious husband.
What was I talking about?
You're talking about, I don't know.
So this podcast episode, for example, will have audio at the top of the page. Then beneath it, we'll have a bunch of text. Now, I used to put just the transcript in because it was easy and fast. But to be honest, it was not very user-friendly. Then I started adding in the table of contents. There are segments.
These are the topics we discussed.
Yes. I added that in.
These are the jokes Meredith makes when she's so funny. No.
And then what I started doing is I actually used ChatGPT and I copy and paste the transcript into ChatGPT and say, give me a summary of this. And then I use that summary. And the summary is way better than reading the transcript. And it's the same type of stuff. It's the same words a lot of time. Huh. You know what? Actually, what I should do is I should probably keep the transcript then at the very end of that blog page just to give it some more content.
Yeah. And also for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. If
you have a video that has dialogue in it, that's how you would take advantage of it in terms of SEO. If there's no dialogue in it, it can't do you any good for SEO purposes.
Right. Okay.
Then what I would do, or if it does or doesn't have dialogue, what I would do is I would probably choose Vimeo. I would actually take the video and I'd put it both on YouTube and Vimeo and embed the video from Vimeo on your website because it just looks nicer.
Okay. Looks more profesh.
It is a little more professional because, at the end of YouTube videos, it has, hey, you might also be interested in, they show you a whole bunch of thumbnails.
Right.
Remember what Google is trying to do? Google owns YouTube. Google is trying to get people to go to YouTube and spend time watching videos. That's how they make money from advertisers. So that's what Google is trying to do there. Just be aware, Google's ideal is to get people away from your website and onto YouTube and to watch videos. That's what they're trying to do. Right. Vimeo doesn't really do that as much. Vimeo lets you control what happens after your video. If you have a pro account, you can do like calls to action and stuff like that, or you can just have a blank screen, or you can have it loop or do a number of things. So it looks nicer. Another thing to think about, if the video, and I don't think this applies to your video, but if you have a video that's like I do videos like how to do XYZ. Yes. And I know that people are going to be looking for how to do XYZ.
Yes.
So I want that video to appear in search results.
So you put it on YouTube.
Exactly. So that's YouTube is a much better way to do that. Vimeo can also appear in search results, but in my experience, it's pretty rare.
Well, because if Google owns YouTube, they're going to be pushing YouTube way over Vimeo. That's just common sense.
Google says they have no preference. They say a video is a video, and everybody's like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
you could hire a stranger. You could hire my brother. Hint, hint.
Then I would do the same thing. I would still host or embed your Vimeo video on your website.
Yeah.
So
as a blog.
Yeah, and that might also show up if you have a how to do XYZ video, if that's the topic, you might get two results there right at the top of Google, one coming from YouTube and one coming from your website. That would be great. That doesn't always happen, but.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I think that more than answers your question, right?
It does. Did I have any other questions?
I don't know.
Can't remember. Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.